Hello fellow horror collectors, if you don't know, my name is Mike, and in this video I'm going to be doing a deep dive into Killer Klowns from Outer Space horror collecting, because I get so many comments about people that want to start collecting Killer Klowns, or maybe people that want to expand their Killer Klowns collection. So I've gathered a ton of really cool companies and some awesome collectibles you may or may not know about, so let's go ahead and take a look at them right now. But without further ado, let's slice right into it. Alright, Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Let's go ahead and set the table a little bit before we look at all these awesome collectibles from these really great companies. Let's face it, Killer Klowns from Outer Space has been growing its cult popularity by crazy numbers in the last handful of years. From being officially licensed in Spirit Halloweens to getting its own video game to an event at Halloween Horror Nights and also being available on multiple streaming services and getting all kinds of 4K and Blu-ray Steelbook editions throughout the last few years. So it's actually absolutely been blowing up, and I just wanted to kind of come on here because I get a lot of comments about people wanting to get into Killer Klowns from Outer Space. So that's what this video is for. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first company, and let's kick it off with Spirit Halloween. Alright, as you can see, I made up this picture here just showing off just a few things that Spirit Halloween has to offer for Killer Klowns. Now, again, Spirit Halloween, at the time of recording this, is going to be opening its doors again for this year in the next week or so. So they're going to have even more things that I'm unaware of, and this is by no means everything they have to offer, but it was a few things that I wanted to kind of put a light on because I thought they were some of the coolest collectibles you can get from Spirit. Of course, they have full-size replica cotton candy gun and the popcorn bazooka. Obviously, if you've seen the movie, you know what these are. And both of them have lights and sounds, and they're really cool. I have the cotton candy ray gun, and I will be getting the popcorn bazooka at some point. Love those. Again, they're full scale. They're not super high-end, but they are really cool nonetheless, and they look really awesome in people's horror collections. I can speak from experience on that. They also have the, I believe this is a foam acid pie. Of course, what are you going to do with them pies, boys? You know what I mean? This is a foam acid pie. Again, it's really cool. It would look really cool on display, or for Halloween purposes, if you're going to cosplay or something like that. That's something really cool to have. But I do think the coolest thing Spirit Halloween has to offer that I know of for Killer Klowns is the awesome pair of puppets right there from the puppet show that I believe Spiky put on in the movie. I love these things. The hand puppets, they look super accurate to the film. They're really cheap, and they look really good in the collection. They don't need to be super high-end. It's just fabric and a plastic style head with the troll type hair on the top, and that's all you need. So again, Spirit Halloween has these 4 really cool items, but not just those 4 items. They have a ton of other stuff, and they're going to have even more next week when the stores open their doors for 2024. Yeah, so go ahead and check out Spirit Halloween for some really cool Killer Klowns from Outer Space merchandise. Alright, let's go ahead and kick it on over to Trick-or-Treat-Studios, one of my favorite companies that put out horror merchandise, because they have a lot to offer in way of Killer Klowns. So they have 2 different styles if you want to get action figures for your collecting purposes, or you can even get Halloween masks for collecting or for Halloween or cosplay or what have you. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. So as you can see here, I did a whole video on these. These are Trick-or-Treat-Studios action figure line of Scream Greats. The ones on the left, Shorty, Slim, and Fatso, you can get your hands on those right now. They're part of the first wave. They've been released. And the 3 on the right, you got Rudy, you got Jumbo, and you got Spiky. Those 3 are going to be coming out in the second series of Scream Greats. They're not been available for pre-order as of yet, as of recording this, but they are coming. So you get 6 action figures right there from Trick-or-Treat-Studios you can add to your collection. But not only that, Trick-or-Treat-Studios also has these right here. You have 4 Halloween masks, great for display, cosplay, or if you want to go out on Halloween and get yourself some fucking Kit Kats and Snickers and shit, go right ahead and dress up as one of the Killer Klowns. So of course, here we have Chubby, we have Shorty, Clownzilla, my fucking favorite clown, and Slim. All these masks are super awesome. They're super high-end. And Trick-or-Treat-Studios has been known for their masks. They're some of the best in the business. So if you're looking for a display piece or a cosplay or something like that, check out Trick-or-Treat-Studios because they have 4 really great options. And again, a Clownzilla mask. Clownzilla doesn't come around all the time. So seeing him as an option is super cool to me. And it fucking tickles me to no end. But Trick-or-Treat-Studios is not the only company to have Killer Klowns from Outer Space action figures, because if you don't know, go ahead and take a look at these right here from Mego. Now, if you know me, you know I'm not a huge fan of Mego Corporation. I'm just not really into their style of action figure, but I can tell you what, they're super unique. They're definitely in their own style, and the fact that they are clowns, and given the property, they do kind of fit right in with this, and they make 3 of them. They make Shorty, they make Jumbo, and they make Slim. I believe these are 7-inch scale, 8-inch action figures, and they're all cloth figures. The packaging is really cool on them. I really like the packaging, but they don't come with any real accessories or anything like that. But, you know, these are really cool because their faces do look cool, and if you're a fan of the cloth, or you're a fan of Mego in general, or you're just a Killer Klowns fanatic and you want to collect everything you can, here's another option for you. Mego Corporation is what they're called. If you're unfamiliar with them, they got 3 of the Killer Klowns right there, probably the main 3, so you can go ahead and get your hands on those 3 if you're interested. But because we're talking about action figures, how can we not mention NECA, one of the best companies to ever put out horror action figures? And no, they don't have any Killer Klowns in the Ultimate treatment or even the way back treatment like the Cult Classics or anything like that. They do have a few Killer Klowns out in the Tuny Terrors line, which seems like it was made for this property and these characters. Take a look at these. So here you can see we have the 2-pack of Chubby and Slim, and both of them come with the cool accessories. Slim comes with a ray gun, and Chubby has an acid pie, which is pretty cool because you don't see that with, I think, any of the other action figures. I'm thinking in my head here, I don't think any of them really come with the acid pie. And then, of course, you get the cotton candy cocoon with the face in it. So I really, really do like that a lot. And then the other 2-pack they have, of course, is everybody's favorite, the fucking Don himself, Shorty. And he comes with the popcorn monsters coming out of the bucket there. Again, this is all NECA has put out or even announced for that fact for Tuny Terror's line of Killer Klowns from Outer Space. But all these figures look cool. They look really goofy, and it just looks perfectly in style and tone, again, with the property and the characters. So really, really do like these. I don't know if I'm going to pick them up, but I really do like them, and I hope that you like them as well. But maybe you're looking for something much more high-end for your Killer Klowns collection. Maybe you're looking to expand, and you're like, you know what? I have action figures, but I want something bigger, something better, something more high-end, something more detailed, something just that's really just going to draw people's eyes, maybe a centerpiece for your collection. Well, PCS, also known as Premium Collectibles Studio, is just put out 2 Killer Klowns from Outer Space statues with multiple variants you can get. Take a look at these because they are going to melt your frickin' eyes the second you see them. They are that beautiful. The first one we're going to take a look at because we're going to give Shorty the respect he deserves, and he's going to go first. This is Shorty. This is an absolute killer of a statue that just blows me absolutely away. And the detail on this thing, oh my god, this thing is absolutely beautiful. If you're not familiar with PCS, they make very high-end, beautiful, perfectly painted statues, all hand painted. They're beautiful, they're gorgeous. And this Shorty in particular, he's about 22 inches tall. Again, he's a statue, and the base that he comes on is so cool because you have part of the Carnival Funhouse there on the side. You see some cotton candy cocoons hanging, and then all the parts to his tricycle that got smashed, if you remember the movie. So it really kind of just really brings you to that scene, and just that base just sets the look of this statue. You know, he's not just standing on a piece of wood or something. It brings you into the movie. It brings you right to that scene. And in his hand is, of course, another acid pie. And his facial details is outstanding. Now this is going to be the Silver X edition of Shorty. There is also a deluxe edition, I believe, where he comes with his boxing gloves. Or it looks like it's an exclusive swap out. So maybe it comes with it. Maybe he comes with the boxing gloves or the acid pie. Excuse me, I misspoke. It's not a deluxe version. He could swap between the two, and of course his head changes as well to more of a smiley kind of face versus the demonic face. These things are awesome, and I'm leaving out a lot of details about these statues because I don't want this video to run too long. Go to PCS Premium Collectibles Studios website and go take a look at these figures, read the full description, and you can decide if you want to add Shorty to your collection. Or you can add this guy to your collection because they also have a Silver X 27 inches tall jumbo right here. Of course, with the classic finger lure. He's trying to lure somebody in. He's got the cotton candy ray gun, and again, the base around the base is the same setting as Shorty with the cotton candy cocoons and the Carnival House of Horrors face there. But on his base, instead of course, the tricycle, they pulled things from his scene. He was in the Big Top Burger, so you see the Big Top Burger cup, and of course the little handbag that he had with the popcorn in it to set the traps, as well as a party hat for the elderly woman, I believe that was having a party, or it was a kid's party in the movie, and it just sets the scene and is a really cool piece to add to your collection. It can easily be a centerpiece. But if you want to have him with the finger lore and the iconic mallet, and God, I shudder to think what he was going to do to that girl if she would have walked up to him, you can get this one. And now this, in fact, is the deluxe edition of Jumbo. Instead of the ray gun, you get his hand behind the back with the mallet and the finger lore. Again, go to the website, look at these, read all about it. I left out a lot of details for the sake of the length of the video, but these are eye-catching, they're beautiful, and they could easily be the centerpiece in anybody's collection. And if you're into high-end collectibles or statues, those are two that you're going to want to get if you're into Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Alright, we got a few more companies to look at here and still some more awesome collectibles to go to get you well on your way to collecting Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Now, you may or may not be into Funko and Funko Pops. If you are, take a look at this. If you're not, you can go ahead and fast forward. Totally understandable. But go ahead and take a look at these awesome Funko Pops and the massive variety and selection that Funko has given us for Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Alright, guys, take a look at this ridiculous lineup of Funko Pops from Killer Klowns. You can literally create the clown army from Funko. I mean, you got everything from Fatso to Clownzilla to Bibbo to the Jumbo on the rocking horse to the Shorty in the pizza box. Everything. Spiky, they're all here. Frank. This is so cool. And what I love so much about these Funko Pops is some of these clowns you can only get right now at the time of recording this in a Funko Pop variant. There's no action figure, there's no statue, there's no Halloween mask, at least at the time of recording this, for certain characters. You're not going to find Bibbo and Frank anywhere else but Funko Pop as of right now. And that's really, really cool. And if you're wondering what those four are up in the corner, those are actually the 35th anniversary Blacklight Edition Funko Pops that Funko put out for the 35th anniversary of the original film from '88. And they give you Shorty, Slim, Jumbo, and Spiky. I've seen these out in the wild, and they're really, really cool in person. I haven't picked them up. The only Funko Pops I have right now of Killer Klowns is the Shorty and Pizza Box combo and the Clownzilla, because I love those two so much. But I'm telling you, if I see some of these other ones out in the wild, like Bibbo Solo or Frank, I'm most likely going to pick them up. So look at this awesome selection from Funko Pop that is going to get you well on your way in your Killer Klowns collection. And I think these look really, really cool. They're really colorful. And again, because they're clowns, they can have big heads and they can look silly, and it doesn't look out of place. My personal opinion, these are the best looking Funko Pops out of any Funko Pop there's ever been, because it matches the characters so damn well. So now that we're kind of treading into the crazy, wacky territory, I know there's a lot of collectors out there that really enjoy cute things and plushies. There's a lot of collectors that collect plushies. I got a few over here to my right. I got King Kong, Michael Myers, and Krampus. So I know there's a market for these. So go ahead and take a look at the Killer Klowns plushies right here. So here's a look at 6 of the Killer Klowns plushies that are put out by Toynk. Now, Fatso, Rudy, and Jumbo you can get right now. They're available. And the other 3 were actually exclusives at this year's San Diego Comic-Con, and that was, of course, Spiky, Slim, and Clownzilla. Now, the picture doesn't show you, but Clownzilla is actually quite bigger than the rest, so he is a little bit more accurate in terms of size, and I really, really like that. As a matter of fact, I believe there was some left over from San Diego Comic-Con, at least Clownzilla, and you can go on the website and actually pick him up right now, I believe, as of recording this. If they're sold out by the time you see this, I do apologize, but as of recording this, I know he's out there. So again, this is Toynk, super cool plushies. I know there's a fucking fan base out there that collect these, and go ahead, go out there and get them. I myself am probably going to pick up Clownzilla because I'll get anything I can Clownzilla because he's not that well known, and he's my favorite clown. Or not, I don't mean well known, but I mean like he's not, kind of like the Leprechaun, he's not as well merchandised or put out there, right? He doesn't have the selection that a Shorty has or a Jumbo that you can get in any shape, style, form, and any facet. So any Clownzilla out there, I'm definitely going to get my hands on it. Now we're going to go back into the land of action figures. A lot of us love action figures, and it makes up a large part of our collections, but a lot of us like the old school action figures so we can display them in the packaging or maybe take them out of the packaging, but a lot of us love old style figures. And who out there remembers SOTA Toys? The one toy company that came this close to giving us a real Warwick Davis portrayal Leprechaun figure that unfortunately never came. And in that same series was also a Burt Gummer and Graboid figure, if you don't know. But SOTA Toys also put out some Killer Klowns from Outer Space back in the day. Take a look at these. So as you can see right here, SOTA Toys put out 2 Killer Klowns figures. Both of the figures are exactly the same. They're just labeled as Clown, but this is actually Rudy from the film, and he came in 2 different variants. As you can see, the original, and then the Chase color variant on the right, which was the blue. This is a really cool figure. He comes with his popcorn gun, he comes with the cotton candy cocoon, as well as the pillar with the hook to hang it on. These figures are really cool. And to be honest, I haven't looked around to see if they're out there or where to find them, but I'm sure you can find them somewhere if you're super lucky at some sort of, toy shop or maybe like a toy fair if you get really lucky. But if nothing else, you hit up those eBays and you try to find these guys because they're out there. I do remember these from way back in the day, Series 2 SOTA Toys. These are really cool. I wasn't collecting Killer Klowns at the time, so I passed on them, but they're kind of like little forgotten gems, and if you didn't know about them, I'm glad you do now. So if you want to add them to your collection, go ahead and track these sons of bitches down. And since we're on the topic of rare and old school Killer Klowns from Outer Space toys, take a look at these from Amok Toys. So right here we have Shorty, and we have what they call Tiny. Now, the action figures and the wiki actually claim Tiny is Shorty's brother, but he's never actually made it on film. But the Kyoto brothers themselves have said that Shorty's name on set, the name of that clown, to them was Tiny. And then the fans renamed him Shorty. So either way you want to look at it, whatever lore you want to go with, these are both really cool action figures that are old and they're rare now and they're super cool. And honest to God, I'm thinking about adding these 2 to my collection. So if you're interested in them, again, Amok Time Toys, go out there and find them. They're super, super cool. And I'm glad to bring them to your attention in case you were not aware of them. But to close out the collection here, we're going to go with one more company that I didn't even know about until I was doing research for this video and really taking the deep dive into Killer Klowns collecting. And that's a company, they're called Handmade by Robots. Take a look at these. So these are really, really cool figures. They're about 5 inches tall and they look like knitted fabric, but they're actually made of soft vinyl. And these are really cool figures. They're kind of cutesy for people that like, you know, the cutesy stuff in their collection. You know, people really like this stuff. They see them like, oh, I gotta have it, you know, that kind of thing. And these are really cool. And the reason why I really like these, though, is because there's 3 options you get here that you can't get anywhere else. The Terenzi Brothers ice cream truck, which I'm going to buy, and you also get the 2 female clowns, Daisy and Rosebud, that you can't get in any other form. Not action figure, statue, Halloween mask, nothing. You want those 2, you can get them right here, handmade by robots. Check out their website. They got some really cool figures, and they got a huge variety here from Slim to Shorty to Rudy, and again, to those 3 that you can't get anywhere else. Although, at the time of recording this, Spirit Halloween announced a plushie for the Terenzi Brothers ice cream truck, so take a look at that at your local Spirit Halloween. But again, these are really cool. Knitted, they look like knitted fabric, but they're vinyl figures. They're about 5 inches tall. They're really cool, and honestly, I think they're really gonna spice up any Killer Klowns collection because they're so bright and vibrant, and I think these are really cool. But I want to say thank you so much for watching this video and taking a deep dive down into Killer Klowns collecting. I really hope that I was able to show you something you weren't aware of, and hopefully I pointed you in the right direction for some things that you want to add into your collection. And if you love horror collecting as much as I do, please consider subscribing and like this video if you liked any of these products that I showed you today. And I also want to show you guys before we go, I got this. I picked this up recently. This is a Spirit Halloween grab. The Big Top Burger. This is really cool. It's a sign and it comes with the flags to stick in the top. It's just really cool. So that's another little piece there. And also, if you made it this far, first of all, much love. And second of all, Syndicate Collectibles announced at last year's Comic-Con, I believe it was, a full-scale Clownzilla figure. I did reach out to Syndicate Collectibles and they said that's unfortunately been pushed back, but they hope that it's still coming. And with that bad boy is going to be on pre-order faster than you can say this video's done. So I want to remind everybody one last time that my name is Mike, and this is my design.